guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a very informative postpartum video. I am currently 35 weeks pregnant with a baby boy, so I thought it was the perfect time to film this video for you guys. The point of this video is I'm hoping to help a first, second, or third time mom find ways to make postpartum care just a little bit easier. So if you guys want to know what I use postpartum, just keep on watching. So I want to start off this video by making a disclaimer. These are items that you don't need to go out and buy. The hospital does provide them for you. I know that every hospital is different, but I know for a fact these are the things that my hospital provided. So you might want to call your doctor and ask, or at your next appointment, ask what they provide for postpartum recovery. Also, these are items for a vaginal delivery. I do not know if they would work for a C-section. I've never had a C-section. I did deliver my daughter vaginally, and I plan to deliver my son also vaginally. So these are items for a vaginal delivery postpartum. So I did make notes on my phone because I am in my third trimester, so I am super scattered brain. So if you guys see me looking at my phone, it's because I'm trying to remember what all I need to talk about in this video. So to start off, let's talk about the supplies that the hospital does provide for you. So after you give birth, the hospital will provide you with mesh underwear, a very large pad, some medicated witch hazel wipes, and some numbing spray, and also some pain relief medication. Once again, every hospital is different, but I know these are the things my hospital provided, and I am delivering at the same hospital, so I know these are things that they will give me once again. So for me, the mesh underwear and the giant pad just did not work. The pad just seemed to move around too much. It could never stay in place, and I just had a lot of leaking. But I did pack some Depends underwear with me, so I ended up changing into those, and I had no problem whatsoever, and I used them postpartum once I got home. So this is my little postpartum kit that I made. It is just in a shower caddy, and I keep it in my bathroom. So I want to start off with what I'm using instead of mesh underwear. So these are just Depends underwear from the Always brand. And these are pretty much just a gigantic adult diaper. I use these. They're just super cute, super high-waisted, really sexy. No, I'm kidding. But they are very supportive and heavy-duty. I had no leakage whatsoever. If you flip it inside out, it already has a gigantic pad in it, so you don't need to put a pad inside. Also, you can just take the whole thing off and throw it away, versus if you buy separate underwear and put the pad in it, well then you would just have to stick the pad back on, but you would just throw the entire thing away once you are done. So like I said, I use these after I gave birth to my daughter because the pad and the mesh underwear just moved a lot for me, and I had zero problems with these. So I do plan on using them with postpartum recovery after I give birth to my son. Another thing I want to talk about is a Peri Bottle. So the hospital does provide you with a Peri Bottle, but it's just a standard bottle. Imagine a ketchup bottle with a little nozzle that just sprays like a shower head. I do plan on using the one that the hospital gives me in the hospital because I don't want to bring it home due to the germs and due to COVID. So this is just a bottle that I bought off of Amazon that I am keeping at home and using at home. So if this is your first baby and you don't know what a Peri Bottle is, you pretty much just fill it with warm water, and depending on your delivery, if you tore or if you did not tear, it just makes going to the restroom a little bit more easy. You would just fill it with warm water, and whenever you go pee, you would just squeeze it and it would squirt water directly into your vagina to stop the burning. Now, the reason I liked this bottle was because it has an extendable neck. It also has an angle already to it, versus the one in the hospital, it just shoots straight up and it's harder to angle. So you would just pop the cap off, squeeze, and it would come out like a shower head. And I just bought this one because I did not use this with my daughter, and that Peri bottle was really hard to use. Sometimes I would have to stand up and like aim to make sure that it got in the toilet, and other times it didn't. So I'm looking forward to using this time. And I also got the Venus Mama because it's pretty much the same thing as the Frida Mom, just way cheaper. I am keeping this at home and intend on using it after I get home from the hospital. My hospital personally did not supply Dermoplast spray. They did give me some type of numbing foam, but it was just a little bit more difficult to use. I had to apply it onto the pad and pull it up and pray that I put it in the right spot. If not, it was gonna miss where it needed to numb. So I used Dermoplast with my daughter, and this is pretty much just a pain, burn, and itch spray that numbs your vagina. So you could either spray it into the underwear. I just felt like this was easier to use than the foam. But once again, every hospital is different, so they might give you Dermoplast or they might give you a medicated foam. These are just some Tux medicated witch hazel wipes. Once again, the hospital did supply me with some of these, but it was medical grade, so they weren't the Tux brand. But these are just some wet wipes that are soaked in witch hazel. And what you do with these is you would just line them up all on the inside of your pad or your Depends underwear. They just help cool you down there. So these are great as well. I used both of these together. I would spray myself with the Dermoplast spray, and then I would just put these on the inside of the underwear, and it helped with the pain and the numbing. The last thing I have in this little kit is just a stool softener. So a stool softener is pretty much just going to soften your bowels, so it makes it easier to poop after you give birth, so you don't have to strain yourself so much. And once again, these are the ones I used with my daughter, so I repurchased them. Alternative for the witch hazel pads are some padsicles. So if you don't know what padsicles are, it's pretty much an ice pop for your vagina. So the supplies that you need to make padsicles is just some witch hazel and some aloe vera gel, a pad, and just a spoon, or like this is a diaper rash spatula. So pretty much what you do is you open your pad, you would soak the pad in witch hazel, like so, and then you would just apply some aloe vera gel to the center of the pad, and you would just spread it around evenly. And once you are done, you would just wrap it back up and put it in the freezer, and you would just put this on the inside of your underwear or your Depends underwear after you go to the restroom to help cool down your vagina. Once again, I made these with my daughter and they worked amazing. My hospital did not provide padsicles already made, so I did have to come home and make these. But I do know some hospitals do provide them. My hospital just gave me some ice inside of a rubber glove, and I pretty much had to sit on it. So the padsicles were a lot more comfortable, and I recommend you guys do this to help with the swelling. So that is an alternative for the witch hazel pads, since it already has witch hazel, except the only difference is you would add aloe vera to your padsicles. Another postpartum item that I'm going to use is this postpartum belly belt. Now, I did not use this with my daughter, and I really regret not using a belly belt with my daughter because I had a very hard time snapping back, and to this day I don't think I fully snapped back. So this time I purchased a belly belt, and this is just from the Keababy brand. I will link it down below. It is from Amazon. It is pretty much just an upper belly, lower belly, and a pelvis support belt. And it does come in 3 pieces, so you would individually put them on. And I wish I could show you guys, but I still have a belly and I can't. They do have a demo video on their Amazon page. This is the one I got it in the color black and in the size extra large. It only comes in 2 sizes, so it's 1 size or extra large, and I just figured extra large would fit me better due to the measurements on the size chart. Postpartum recovery is different for everybody. Some people bleed for a month, some people bleed for 3 weeks. It just depends on your body. I know personally, after I gave birth to my daughter, I did have heavy bleeding for the first 3 weeks, and then for the last week of the month, it was more spotting than heavy bleeding. Essentially, your body is trying to heal from giving birth, So postpartum care is very, very important. Aside from caring for your healing body, you also need to make sure that you are resting well. And guys, if you have help, take the help. Don't try to act like you have it together, because postpartum is hard enough as it is, and you trying to juggle it all is just impossible, if I'm being quite honest. Take that from me. I tried to handle everything by myself after I gave birth to my daughter, and emotionally it was just really rough. A little backstory: if you watched my what's in my hospital bag video, then you heard me mention my husband did work a 38-hour shift the day before I delivered my daughter, so he was exhausted the entire time we were in the hospital. And we pretty much got discharged, came home, and the next day he had to go back to work. So I was alone from day one. My mom would come after work and bring me food, but other than that, I was alone by myself. And do not get me wrong, my daughter was amazing. She was not a crier. She was not a fussy baby. She literally slept all the time. But emotionally, being a first-time mom, you don't want to ask for help. You think you can handle it all, and it just ends up being rough on yourself, mentally and physically. For me personally, I could not sleep if my husband was not home. So people would tell me, if the baby sleeps, you sleep. But I just could not do that. You know, you want to make sure your baby is breathing. You want to make sure your baby is okay. So the nerves get to you and you can't sleep. But please, please, please drink your water, stay hydrated, sleep, get your rest. And if people offer help, take it. Those are just some tips from me to you to make postpartum a little bit better. Limit your activity. Don't go up and down stairs. Don't lift anything heavy. Your body is healing from bringing a new life into the world. So just take it easy, mama. You got this. Enjoy the last few weeks of your pregnancy. Soak it all in. Enjoy the baby kicks. Be easy on yourself. Your body is growing a whole entire life. Be nice to yourself. Take it easy. You are doing amazing. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I will try my best to reply to all of them. I will also try to link everything down below in the description box for you. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.